Penn State wrestling team winning the Big Ten championship, getting 5 individual champions and a runner-up. All 10 have qualified to go to Philadelphia. So now they're in a position to win another national championship. That is 3 consecutive Big Ten titles now for Penn State in wrestling.
11 of 13, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yes, they've won 11 of 13.
Ain't shabby.
Right? That's even one better than 10 out of 12 that John Wooden won at UCLA. So we'll start with that. The men's lacrosse team had a dramatic come-from-behind win.
Dramatic's putting it lightly.
I mean, dramatic. And then won in overtime. I think it was 13-12 was the final, which is just phenomenal. I mean, there's no way they should have conceivably won that game.
No, they were down big.
Yet they did. All right, but that, again, when you have the ability, this is what I talked to Jeff Tambroni about on the coaches show, was it 10 days ago, whatever it was? And I said the ability to win faceoffs. When you can continue to win faceoffs, you can get yourself back into a game.
Yeah.
All right? Because it doesn't swing back and forth possession by possession. You can have multiple possessions in a row. Baseball. Hey, they scored a boatload of runs.
Enough to sink a battleship at this point.
And they took 2 out of 3 from Indiana, which is a great accomplishment, great win. I think, what, they 11-2 in the season now, something like that. Now 2-1 in the Big Ten.
They're sitting 11-2 on the season, 2-1 in the Big Ten. They won 15-9, lost 17-6, and then won 10-6. So just like, as you said, putting up runs.
Yeah.
They're averaging 10 a game right now in the Big Ten.
Right.
Not bad.
It's tremendous. I mean, and Kling is just, I know I talked a lot about him with Mike Gamboni on Thursday night on the show, Paxton Kling. But he's just a cut above.
Yep.
And he hit a grand slam on Friday, but he's a cut above. And sometimes a guy like that infuses confidence in the entire clubhouse. You know, and they're playing good, solid, confident baseball right now.
And by the way, for those wondering on the exact numbers, Kling has 7 home runs in 13 games.
Right. He's been terrific.
I'm not good at math, Steve. That's not bad.
It's pretty good. The women's ice hockey team winning the AHA championship. Tremendous. But the men's ice hockey team went out, and this is what I said on Saturday. I don't know if you were there when I said it or not. I think it was at breakfast, and we were talking about how the hockey team won on that incredible,
we'll discuss Weebush in a second.
Goal by Weebush that completed the hat trick, and they won the doggone thing in overtime. And I said, you know what's bad for Michigan is that, all right, Sergeyev in goal did not have a good game. And they won. I said, they can't count on him having another game. I said, because that's not the kind of goal he is. And they won 5-2.
Yep.
They won 5-2. So they're in. Pair-wise, they jumped a lot of people. They're in. The semifinal result does not matter with Ohio State. They're in the NCAA.
Well, that was the thing. They were sitting there going into this matchup with Michigan. They were below Michigan. They were below them, and they were on the bubble.
They were 14.
They were 14. They were on the
Michigan
bubble.
was 11.
Yes. And the thought was if Penn State can win the series, they win a game, they kind of boo themselves to 80% they're going to get in.
Right.
And sweeping Michigan the way they did.
Well, not only that, but they're 2 road wins.
Two road wins.
That's more juice.
It now puts them 3-3 on the series against Michigan anyway. And I want to shout out someone who I know you love as much as I do, Brian Tripp. His call was all over social media. People were clipping it, putting it up.
It should be.
Because it was awesome of Weebush's goal. Because I know I was watching it. We were on the way back from dinner, I believe, Friday night in Wisconsin. And I saw the goal and was like, that shouldn't be how a stick and arms move.
No.
To do what he did. And behind the back, between the legs, just no words. No words to describe it, and now Brian Tripp gets to have more fun as he continues to call on his Penn State team throughout the rest of the season. They rocked it against Michigan, and I mean, it was just an incredible weekend of Penn State sports. We haven't even gotten to basketball, knocking off Wisconsin. That happened too.
Right. And then I was saving that one for last, was what happened with the men's basketball team. You know, they ended up closing out this season with three out of 5. They won 3 of their last 5 games. And the 2 losses were by a whopping total of, as we know, of 9 points, the story of the season. Look, they're down 13 points twice in the first half. Right? And then all of a sudden, defensively, they played really well. I mean, really well. They held Wisconsin only 36% from the field. And remember, that means they probably shot in the high 20s after the hot start they had.
I don't think they missed a shot in the first 5 minutes.
They made their first 4 threes and then went 6 for their last 27 from 3. And played a beautiful game. There was a streak of 3 consecutive possessions where Ace Baldwin had steals. He had 9 assists in the game. Zach Hicks played a really terrific, steady game. They couldn't handle Yannick Conan Niederhauser. And remember, Wisconsin, as we pointed out last week on episode 399, they don't have shot blockers.
No.
They have height, Nolan Winter, Stephen Crowell. You're talking about 2 7-footers, but they're not shot blockers. In fact, Yannick has more shot blocks this season than Wisconsin as a team does.
I think Yannick affected more shots in this game than any stat you could ever put up there. And there was multiple shots where Tanji got to the lane, went to put it up, and had to put it off the top of the backboard because he couldn't get it anywhere else without Yannick swatting it into the 10th row.
When Blackwell hit a 3 from the corner, and Blackwell's an okay 3-point shooter at best, he's 32%, but he's a good player. As you know, I like Blackwell a lot. I liked him a lot last year when he was a true freshman. I think he's even better now. He had 19 in the game. He hit a 3 in the corner that's not normally a shot, and the place is going crazy. It was 3:43 to go in the game.
Yeah,
that's the last basket Wisconsin scored.
Yeah,
they never hit another shot the rest of the game. Penn State, which has been a terrific free throw shooting team, especially in these close games, they just don't get to the line.
No.
This is the point I made a couple of weeks ago. I said, people don't realize at that point they were 84% at the free throw line in the last 4 minutes of close games. The problem is, at that point, they only had 44 attempts in the season.
Which is a problem.
That's a big problem. They're not getting to the line.
And it's not like
And part of that is them. Part of that was them.
Yeah.
And part of that is they didn't get benefits of a couple of calls. There's no getting around it. I mean, Nick Kern, Danny Wolf, I mean, really, no autopsy, no foul. It's like, come on. And in this game, the last 4 minutes, Penn State was 8 of 11 at the free throw line. 8 of 11. DeMarco Dunn had 25. He was 10 of 12.
Did he put a foot wrong in this game? I don't think he did. I think defensively he was great.
He played a beautiful game.
All of it. Him, Nick Kern Jr. was defensively, he just stood up to whoever was driving at him.
Really
and
good.
Said no.
Really good. That Freddie DeLeon played well. They all played well in the game. And that was just, it was impressive to watch because that is how we know they can play.
We haven't seen it enough.